me that he would go up against Dick, but he would not, and he specifically said he would not go up against Danielle. And so I said, why?
If he went up against Danielle, he'd lose.
You think so?
I would like to think so. Because, I mean, as much as Danielle, I don't know, with her, I see her as kind of just hanging around.
Yeah.
Her game kind of went shot when Nick left.
I see her just hanging around. She's good. Don't underestimate her.
No, I know. I definitely agree. But she's kind of just lingering around, and she's isolating herself, which is causing major issues. That's why Jamaica was pissed off, and it makes sense. And she's still not correcting it.
Yeah. You know, maybe she will. I mean, this is still a hard week for her. Her dad and her, made amends, and maybe she will next week. I mean, maybe she's hoping she'll win HOH every week and take everybody out. I don't know. But I do agree.
But with Dustin, I mean, on the other hand, I mean, that dude, he can't be trusted.
No.
I mean, for some reason, I see him, if he goes up next week,
Yeah.
Who wants a guy that's lying on all sides of the table? How can you trust someone like that? Would you want a loose cannon like that?
However, though, is he still laying on all sides of the table? He's obviously not with you. I mean, I'm just taking that.
Well, he's not really talking to me. I mean, I've talked strategy with him, like, in week 2.
Yeah. I don't
he's
really
kind
think...
of a,
I don't know. He might be with Jen. I don't know.
He's a fairly bright guy. I don't.
But for Jen to say that to me, then no, I would say no. And so the only person he has left is Danielle, and I don't really see that either.
I think Dustin's with Amber, and, is clinging to whatever...
He can.
whatever floats.
Yeah.
And
that week, whatever helps him that week.
And right now it's you. And Jamaica and Eric. Or you and Eric.
Yeah.
More or less. But I see him and Eric really getting aggressive against each other. I can see that forming.
Oh, yeah.
And happening very soon.
I could too.
Because Eric doesn't trust him.
No, not at all.
Because Dustin could have sold him out right there, and Eric would have been gone.
Yeah, last week.
And there's no guarantee that whatever... I mean, it could have been all staged, and obviously it was kind of staged.
What?
That Dustin, lied and said, I wasn't the rogue vote.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? I mean, do you remember that?
I heard him say that, yeah, but I think he was just trying to mess with Dick. I don't think,
No, it was pretty aggressive when everybody was leaving. To come out here.
Yeah.
And then,
I know. As soon as out the door, I was, focused on...
and then as soon as you won, and then he's like, I voted to keep Eric in, blah, blah, blah. And then Dick is like, yeah, I knew it, blah, 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 blah. You traitor, blah, blah, blah. And then Jamaica got in his face. And
I know.
All that stuff.
Remember it all.
So, I don't know... I don't know how to trust somebody that you can't trust at all, that plays all sides of the field. It's so risky. It's so risky.
Yeah.
To believe in that.
Oh, I know.
And I fear, like him winning HOH this week, I think everybody has an equal chance of going, except for Amber.
Yeah.
I mean, he might put me up. I embrace the fact that he really wants to try that.
Yeah.
Because if he does that and doesn't get me out of here, he's going to have major problems.
Uh-oh. Well, the way I see it...
Because I think I have good friends here.
Yeah, you do.
Everybody here doesn't have an issue with me.
Nobody
I haven't caused any problems with anyone.
I know. You always talk about you and Jamaica having, problems, but I never see it, and so...
I don't know. I mean, she came to me and, week 3 and said... I put my hand on her knee, and she had just oiled, creamed up for the live show, and she said I went like this, and thought I was offending her by I thought she was greasy and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I told her, I was like, no, you're completely wrong there, because I have the worst skin in life. My skin is so dry.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. But I mean, if you think that I did something to offend you, I'm sorry. It didn't mean that. But that's once again, one thing that I'm incriminated on, day after day. She holds a personal grudge against me, and
oh no.
And I don't know why. If she would have just said, hey, I'm not cool with this, or sorry, I would have been like, okay. But she held it in, and that sucked.
But you guys worked it out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's what you said anyway. So. That's
And I mean, I even told her, I was like, I'm totally. I know you don't have any HOH chances or anything, but I'm totally willing to listen if you want to talk, because I know that you and Jess are pretty close.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't really want to talk right now. I'm like, well, that's fine. I'm just opening the
door
for you.
That's nice.
But she's the type of person that is pretty set in her ways.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like to me. Has things passed down in certain ways and will not break from certain things.
Yep. I'd say that's Jamaica.
So, but I mean, even with that confrontation upstairs in your room with Danielle and her, it's like she obviously said things in the heat of battle that weren't what she meant.
Yeah.
She was man enough to apologize for things that were said that weren't correct, and that's great. But I mean, and it says a lot for someone to be able to apologize about things that weren't meant. But it says a lot about somebody that doesn't have enough self-control when you're fighting against somebody to say wrong things.
Yeah.
Like if you actually toned it down, you wouldn't have to apologize for certain things like that.
That's true. Oh well, Jamaica. It's Jamaica.
True. And I think that might hurt her in the end.
Oh.
Because she causes problems with people, and they
hold it against her.
Yeah.
Of course. Who wouldn't,
I don't know. I never had any really issues with her, but
I haven't had any problems with her, obviously. I mean, we're close, obvious, but she's pretty close with other people, though, too.
Yeah. She's kind of opening up her barriers with me, which is nice.
Yeah. She's good to talk to. Like, before the Power Vita, I mean, she knew that I was like, but I was like, I don't want you to make a decision for me, but I just need to talk to someone, like,
Are you when?
When we were out here.
For your HOH?
For mine. When we were out here before the ceremony, when Jen had just presented that, like, an hour before. And I was so confused. She just, opens, like, other doors. Like, you can look at it from another angle. And
sure.
That's what I like.
Yeah. I agree. I'd like to have that. I'm, like, very analytical, very systematic. I always base things kind of like on math, like I told you.
Yep.
Because now that the game has completely changed, this is really, it's really freaky. You're voting out people that are going to initially have to vote to keep you to win. So depending on what bridges you burn or how you act towards those people may or may not determine what they're going to do.
Well, this week is pretty easy, I think, though.
Yeah, you're in the clear.
Well, I'm not just for me, but pretty much for everybody, you know? I mean, there's already people who have burned that bridge.
Well, look at it this way. Dick goes home. Dick probably wouldn't want to vote to have Dustin win the money, probably wouldn't vote to have Amber or Jamaica win the money, and everybody else I would think is okay.
Yeah, unless you're up against his daughter, then that's obvious, but...
same... No, that's why the whole Dick-Danielle scenario sucks. Because if one of them is in the end...
They're gonna vote, yeah.
That's one vote that you don't get. If two of them are on the jury, then you have the potential chance of getting them both or one of them. That's better than going up against one of them.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, but that's like it. I don't know. I think they think for their own. You don't think so?
I think that, sure, I think that they think for their own, but I think that...
How could you not listen to your dad, though? That's how I am. But
look at their situation.
She wasn't really raised by her dad, though. So
right.
My dad in the house, I'd listen to him 100%. No questions asked.
Me too. My dad's like Joel.
Really?
So Frank, Marianne, if you guys are listening, cool. Ready?
Are you?
Sure. Unless we got beers. How much do you have left?
I still got.
Oh, you got a lot.
I know.
I don't know where they are. Who cares?
Maybe upstairs. I don't know.
Invading your room.